Wrestling fans, it's time for Fabulous Wrestling Talk, AEW. We are talking Forbidden Door, and there's only one person I'm talking AEW with. That's my tag team partner, Clay Harden. I'm Jeremy York, of course. How are you?
I am glad we got a reprieve from the heat today. It was only 81 degrees today. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot better for sure. A lot of overcast and a little bit of rain towards the end of the day.
Yep, me and 98 degrees thought we ought to see other people for a little while.
Plus, it's hard to get people to buy boats when it's that hot.
Believe it or not, people like skiers, pleasure
Yeah,
boaters will still boat, but fishermen, when it gets over 90, we're done.
totally understand that one. But AEW has once again tried to see how many different people they can use on a pay-per-view and stacked it up on 13 total matches. Forbidden Door, we talked about, it's supposed to be somebody crossing the threshold that you wouldn't think would be a crazy matchup. Instead, we've got AEW, a little bit of CMLL thrown in. We've got some of the New Japan thrown in, and I don't know, there might be some Neptunians on here as well.
When Forbidden Door first became a thing, you let one guy from another promotion in for one match.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of your card should be your own people.
Yeah.
Now we're the main event is AEW people, and everything else is AEW versus somebody else. It's too much.
There's one on the pre-show I'm looking at that is AEW because it's part of the Owen Hart tournament, but and the TNT Championship ladder match. But outside of that, almost everything else is a mix of different people.
Right. Which is too much.
Yeah.
Because half your fans watching don't even know who these people are, which is why they're bringing them in on the Wednesday night and Saturday night shows. I get it. They're trying to introduce us to them, but it's too much.
And because of injuries and other things, they've had to kind of call some audibles. I was looking at a couple of the recent ones here. We'll get to them when we get to those matches. They're so random. They work because people like us know who they are. But for people who don't know, you're going to be so lost with who some of these people are.
Yep.
But we'll start right out of the gate because we're probably going to fly through the three pre-matches, basically. It's going to be on the pre-show. They're completely wasting every bit of talent on this first match where Chris Statlander and Momo Watanabe, Stokely's going to be with them. By the way, I don't even know who that is. I don't know who Momo is. I'm going to have to look that one up, which is something. Remember, I watch 14 plus hours of wrestling a week, and I have no idea who this is. So that tells you everything right there. They're taking on Willow Nightingale and Tam Nakano, which I'm just going to guess she knows Momo Watanabe because I don't know her either.
Yeah, they're probably in a feud over in New Japan, maybe.
It's
All Japan.
Shine or here it is. World Wonder. They're in Stardom. Stardom is the New Japan female division or separate thing that they do. Basically, they're Wild Women of Wrestling in Japan.
Right. Yes. Next.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not. I don't even care who wins that. I hope it's pretty quick.
I'm probably not going to watch the pre-show, just to be honest with you.
Oh, and fair warning, I will not see this show live. I will be at the Deep South show out at New Realm. People who, if you're not watching AEW, come by New Realm 6 to 9. I think that one is. That last show they had there was popping. Should be good. It's. I know about 2/3 of the card already. It's been announced and it looks pretty solid. So if you're not watching AEW, come hang out with us over there. Match 2 on the pre-show, Mariah May with Toni Storm, Luther, and Mina Shirakawa are going to take on Saraya, however you want to say her name, with Harley Cameron and Anna Jay. The only thing that I really want to add about this match is I like putting Anna Jay as the third part of Saraya's little group because Anna Jay is a heck of a talent, and she will outshine Harley and possibly Saraya at some point.
How do you not put this on the main card? Like this is
this should be main card.
This is 2 of your better female wrestlers.
Yeah.
And the fans kind of like both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be a banger match.
Especially with all those extra pieces down there. Like,
So
there's going to
how
be
you gonna
chaos.
put that on the pre-show? I don't get it.
I don't know.
That may be worth me tuning into the pre-show for.
If I was going to tune in, match 3 would be, because I'm a little partial to the group I'm about to name, though. Pretty big fans of practically this entire stable. Los Ignorables de Japón, which is Naito's group. But this is going to be Yota Tsuji, Titan, and Hiromu Takahashi. I'm a giant Takahashi fan. They are going to take on the Lucha Brothers of Penta El Zero Miedo, Rey Phoenix, and Mystico. That is going to be a tremendous match.
Once again, how do you not put Jericho and Suzuki on the pre-show and put this one on the main card?
I don't know why Jericho Suzuki's even on the card.
Right, like that belongs on the pre-show.
Absolutely. But it's just going to be a banger between all of them. We know the Lucha Brothers and Mystico can really go, and we know Los Ignorables de Japón are a master faction in New Japan, for people who don't know, led by Tetsuya Naito. So they're just going to be 6 guys that beat the crap out of each other with a bunch of high spots.
If you love high spots, this will be your match. It'll be
Yep.
high spot after high spot after high spot. They'll open with a high spot, they'll close with a high spot, and nothing but high spots in between.
And it don't even matter who wins.
Nope.
At least if they stay in the order they are listed to kick off the show, they are going to start with the ladder match for the vacant AEW TNT Championship. Looking over this list, I'm about to say there are 2 people who have a legitimate shot to win this. It is between Konosuke Takeshita, Mark Briscoe, Jack Perry, Dante Martin, Leo Rush, and El Phantasmo. It's either Takeshita or Jack Perry. The other ones are just there for spots.
It's Jack Perry.
Although
They're
I could make an argument for Takeshita, because it would it put another wrinkle in the Elite not having everything yet.
well, they're building to where the Elite's gonna have it all.
Yep, it's not going to be the Adam Cole faction anymore. I think they took their stuff.
Yes. I think Jack Perry wins this. They kind of alluded to it, the night after the Copeland injury. He's kind of been building up to it. Takeshita, the build for him's not really been that great.
Right.
So
Not lately.
I think Jack Perry wins this one.
And that's fine. I mean, I'm okay with either one of them winning. It makes sense. You can make an argument for either. They're both those good talents they have.
His scapegoat shtick's pretty cool right now.
Especially when I said, what if this thing started by saying, hey, why don't you start a fight with CM Punk so we can get rid of CM Punk and all of his entourage, and we're gonna punish you by sending you over to New Japan, where actually you're just going to learn under all these other people, and then we're going to bring you back as the scapegoat, and you're going to come right into the major faction, and you're going to be the guy.
That's not out of reach. I'm not sure Tony Khan has that much forethought, but
no, this is all Young Bucks.
Yeah, somebody may have pitched it to him, and he was like, you know what, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, forget the Adam Cole stuff. He's still hurt. Rod's doing good, but the tag team, they're always on Ring of Honor. No. You want to put it on the Young Bucks, and let's swap it all over to this. And Tony just go, that sounds great. Let's do that.
I do think they're going to end up with the tag titles and 2 other belts, and then they'll be the dominant faction going forward. Yeah. Maybe when Adam Cole comes back, they can what's his group called, the Kingdom,
the OG Kingdom, or the
Elite Kingdom, or something like that,
or
Ultimate
Kingdom. Undisputed Kingdom.
Yes, so maybe he'll come back, and they can have a big feud with the EVPs.
Yeah, and I don't know if I've ever had it on here, but
Christopher Daniels' EVP has been awesome.
Oh yeah, perfect booking on that.
I can't read that.
Shout out Young Bucks, who were advertising these Biscuit Party Cracker Barrel hats at one point, and they said, hey, if you reach out to us, we're going to give a handful of these away, and I got one from them. So shout out to them, because they're not Waffle House guys. Like when them and Hangman Page and Kenny Omega would travel around, before shows or after shows, if they were still open, they went to Cracker Barrel. They're not Waffle House guys. They always said that. So they started taking pictures in front of Waffle House. Waffle House said, let's do a collaboration of some kind. So they made those hats.
Free advertising.
Yeah. They haven't done much since, but I know the Young Bucks love anytime I tag them and say biscuit party. So you expect this show to have that hashtag.
Run it.
Uh, yeah, Jack Perry more than likely wins that. Then second on the card, if that's a banger of a match, I feel bad for this one because this one would be pretty good if it wasn't second on the card, which means it's going to get buried behind the opener. Timeless Tony Storm with Luther and Mariah May are going to take on Mina Shirakawa with Mariah May. So it's basically a tug of war on who Mariah's siding with. I don't know why they just didn't make a master faction with all three.
All right, hear me out. Mariah is signed to AEW. Tony Storm is signed to AEW. Marina is signed to New Japan. She's going home when this is over with.
I can see that.
Mariah's going to end up screwing her somehow in the match.
Oh, yeah.
To help Tony win. That's my prediction.
Although I do have to say from this past Wednesday, if you break a bottle over somebody's head at the velocity and the mess that made, and there was not one drop of blood, you lost me.
Well, those are made out of like
sugar,
blown sugar or something.
Yeah, I know. I understand that, but still, if I'm the casual fan watching and I watch somebody get hit like that, I'm going to break as many bottles as I can and try to figure out how to do that.
It's like breaking a sugar cookie over your head.
Yeah.
But it did hold champagne unless somebody swapped it or we couldn't see it.
I kept looking because I thought maybe it was a bottle swap too. I'm a big fan of magicians from over the years, and I'm usually pretty good at spotting things like that. I didn't see it. I might go back and look just to see because it was quick.
I didn't, but sometimes they'll cut the camera away. But usually, somebody from the crowd got it on video and it shows up on Twitter or something. I didn't see anything. So maybe.
Yeah, we'll have to go check TikTok after this. The avid TikTokers that we are, and see if we see it.
Yep.
All right. In a match that would normally be good if we didn't both despise one of the people in it, this will be your bathroom break if you're watching this live. Mercedes Moné is going to defend her title against Stephanie Vacker, I think is how you say her name. Now, Stephanie is a badass. I will say she is very much very, very good. But
now,
we know Mercedes ain't dropping her belt.
She's got the IWGP title, right?
I believe so.
All right. So the only way this ends, AEW is not letting their title go to New Japan.
Nope.
IWGP has been known to let AEW people have their belts. Either Sasha Banks wins this, or somehow or another they get a double count out or a double pin, or that's probably the most likely finish.
Yeah, this is for the New Japan Strong Women's Championship, the one that Willow injured Mercedes Moné in that match, so that Willow won it when Mercedes was going to before she got hurt. She got screwed out of it there. I'll be willing to bet Mercedes Moné is going to take both of them and get the belt that she thought she was screwed out of.
That's either the one of two. Either that she wins both belts, or they figure out some way to make it a double something or another, where they both keep their titles.
And I'd say there's a 73.5% chance that she gets both belts.
Yeah, we'll see. Either way, I don't care.
Yeah.
She's the most overrated wrestler in the business.
Oh, yeah. I would rather see Luther wrestle. He's actually not bad.
His character sucked, but his moves in the ring were pretty good.
Yeah. And did they take that off? Okay. Well, the match we said should be on the pre-show is not even going to be a match, unless what I have here. I got a trios match, including the Learning Tree listed, where it's going to be Jericho, Big Bill, and standing in for Brian Keith, who got roughed up the last time they got into a little bit of a fight. Jeff Cobb is going to step in over there. Now, Jeff Cobb's been in AEW a little bit. No, he is a big Hawaiian, I think, or something. Massive dude, really good. I know him from things he did under the mask. But they're going to take on Samoa Joe, Hook, and Shibata.
That was Big Bill.
Uh-huh.
Well, on Dynamite Wednesday night, it was going
Yeah.
to be Big Bill, Jericho, and Suzuki against Hook, Shibata, and Joe. And then Suzuki calls out Jericho on his own,
Yeah.
one-on-one. So I don't know why that would have changed. Why you build
Don't
it up
know.
on Wednesday night and then change it the next day?
Unless I mean, because if so, you wasted Samoa Joe, Hook, and Shibata's little shenanigans they've done for the last month, which have been pretty funny.
Unless this happens a lot now. Suzuki was on Zoom or something when he was calling him out. So maybe he didn't get his papers cleared to fly into the country or something in time. We've seen
And
that
there's a
happen
chance I
before.
just have the wrong card on here. I mean, there's a chance it didn't get updated.
Right? Was it Wardlow got left off of the Canadian tour a year or so ago because his passport didn't get cleared?
WWE just had that with being out of town for the last couple pay-per-views, and a third of their roster did not travel and was not on the card, including people like the Bloodline. I was like, probably visa or travel issues, or they're not allowed in the country. Sometimes, if you got a felony or two, other countries say you ain't coming here.
Yep. So it may be they may have had to throw an audible because of travel situation with Suzuki. Maybe.
All right, we still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches to talk about, and about 9 minutes to go. You want to make a double show out of this, or you want to?
Run through them until we get to that last one.
Okay. Uh, this should be easy. Zack Sabre Jr. and Orange Cassidy are going to have a banger of a match, and Orange Cassidy's going to win.
Yes. But Saber's with the company now, right? Didn't they sign him?
Did they? I didn't know that. Either way, Orange is kind of out on a limb here lately. That only Ishii is the only friend he has left that comes to rescue him anymore. So I feel like Zack Sabre Jr. If he's going to stick around, he might win down the road. But you got to give Orange another win, I think.
Yep, I agree.
Moxley and Naito rematch for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. I'm cool with Mox keeping it, and I'm a big Naito fan. So you want to give it back to him so he can go back to the pond? Fine with that too.
This may be where he drops it to go back to Japan. He's had it over here on a U.S. tour. The U.S. tour is about over. I think they got one more date on it. This is maybe where he drops the title so it can go back to Japan.
Which makes sense.
Should be a
Next up,
banger.
MJF versus Hechicero. That is the most random match they have on this entire card.
Where did this come from?
It was just signed out of nowhere. There's no heat between them whatsoever. MJF tried to plug it this week, and the crowd was even like, "Who? Oh, the other guy that come out like 10 minutes ago."
Yes, I don't know. MJF's not losing, so it don't matter.
Yeah. The Elite is going to take on Scissor Ace, as they are calling themselves. With Tanahashi basically taking the place of Billy Gunn, you actually made that team a little better, but it's still going to be a mess. This should have been for the tag team championships. It shouldn't be a 6-way.
Yep, I agree. The Young Bucks are winning this one.
Absolutely. Danielson versus Shingo Takagi, who is another member of the Naito faction, and who is a heavyweight champ in his own right. But this is the Danielson reunion tour, so doesn't really matter. It's going to be a great match, but it's also part of the Owen Hart Cup tournament.
Is this the wild card?
No, the wild card is going to face Jeff Jarrett whenever that match takes place. Probably Collision or something this week, and the Young Bucks say they have the wild card.
Got to be Tony Stark, right?
Maybe.
I mean, he won it last year. How does he not defend his title?
True.
I got Danielson winning this one.
I'm gonna say Takagi wins. Why not? It don't matter. It's gonna be a great match. All right, we're right at the 5.5 minute mark. Swerve Strickland versus Will Ospreay. I'm gonna ask you this question first, and then you have the floor. Um, who makes the most sense for, if they're going to run this story anymore, who makes the most sense for Adam Cole to beat straight up, and who makes the most sense for Adam Cole to beat underhandedly? And that tells you who would win that.
I think it makes more sense for him to beat.
Swerve straight up, right?
Yeah, but I don't think neither one of. I don't think that's happening. I think you're thinking too close down the road.
Yeah.
All right. So here's my theory, and ever since I've been a little kid, I've always if you go back and look, it checks out. I would say 80% of the time. Whoever gets their ass whipped on the go home show wins at the pay-per-view.
Yep.
All right. And they've had a couple of instances where MJF has been interrupted by Ospreay.
Yep.
It happened Wednesday night.
And he did not look happy.
When MJF came back, he called out Ospreay. The next time they put a microphone in Ospreay's face, he mentioned MJF. And then they had this little promo thing Wednesday night. And then after the match with Swerve and Ospreay against Gates Agony or whatever they're called, Ospreay gets his belt, and then Swerve kicks him from behind down his knees, and then there's that back kick in his face. Beat him down on the go home show.
Yep.
Will Ospreay's winning the title to set up what everybody wants to see, which is Ospreay versus MJF.
Yep. And it's believable if MJF takes that one.
I told you that Joe was a placeholder, and so was Swerve.
Yep.
The guys in the company are MJF, Will Ospreay, Adam Cole is one of the guys. Moxley's is one of the guys.
Yep.
Like Copeland don't want to be the guy. He just wants to come in and finish out his career and have fun. He's gonna have a run. He's gonna have a run with Christian before he hangs it up.
Yep.
And I don't know, are they trying to turn House of Black face, or are they trying to turn Christian's faction face? Like what's going on there?
I would have said House of Black to you. So I forgot about the family or whatever they're calling themselves.
Patriarchy.
Patriarchy, that's what it is. That's interesting. House of Black makes the most sense. Congratulations to Buddy Murphy, by the way. He has a bride as of this weekend, so congratulations to the happy couple.
They got married.
That's what her Instagram said.
I've told my wife before. She's like, "Oh my God, she's so ugly." I said, "No, you got to see her without the makeup. Like she's really not." Well, she looks ugly right there. I said, "Yep, that's her character." Like when she's just at home, like posting stuff on Instagram, she's really not ugly. Anyway, we got off on a tangent. So my thinking is Swerve beat Ospreay's ass on the go home show. The guy that gets his ass beat on the go home show wins the pay-per-view 80% of the time.
Yep.
And they've been building MJF and Ospreay at some point getting in each other's business. So
what's the next show after this one?
Should be Wembley. Yeah.
All in? That's a main event.
They've already called Daniel Garcia and MJF at All In. I mean, MJF and Daniel Garcia at Wembley.
Yep.
But I could see them swerving and making it a three-way match for the title. Daniel Garcia, Ospreay, and MJF.
And what a nod to Daniel Garcia to be included in that.
I don't think he's there yet, but he will be one of these stars before it's all said and done.
Oh yeah, he'll be one of the new cornerstones very soon.
Yep. But that's my theory on the main event. You may think totally different, but I'm right about the whoever gets their ass whipped on the go home show.
My
Go
dad
back and
pointed
look
that
through
out to me when
history.
I was a kid.
Yep, go back and look through history.
Yeah,
Usually, if you get
I would
your
say
ass,
it's higher than 80%.
you get your ass whipped on the go home show, you're winning the title every time. Look at Austin at WrestleMania. Was it 17? Mike Tyson
Yep.
and Shawn Michaels beat him down pretty good on the Raw before Mania.
Yep.
It's just that's how the business works.
But hey, AEW fans, thanks for tuning in. Another fabulous Wrestling Talk AEW Forbidden Door. For Clay Harden, I'm Jeremy York. We will see you guys next time. Deuces, gooses.